It's valuable to understand the concept of the blockchain trilemma. So when the concept of a blockchain was invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous creator of Bitcoin, when it was created, it was discovered very quickly that blockchains, of which that is the technology that enables Bitcoin to do what it does, it's called a blockchain, that blockchains have a trilemma. You have to choose between three things, and you have to choose two of those three things because you can't have all three. And those are security, decentralization, and scalability. So when Satoshi invented Bitcoin, he went heavy on security and decentralization because those are the two most valuable attributes for a money. And he built it where it could be scaled using things like the Bitcoin Lightning Network for payments and that sort of thing. So what every other person who's come along in the last 16 years after Satoshi Nakamoto has discovered is that Bitcoin exists in this incredible design space that's impossible to one-up because the trade-offs you have to make are not worth making, and they're just not trade-offs that people will put up with. So all of the 20,000 cryptocurrencies that have been invented after Bitcoin try to improve on Bitcoin in some way, but in doing so, they make unacceptable trade-offs in either security or decentralization. And nobody's been able to solve that. Again, it's back to the problem of somebody says, well, look, it's easy. Just make it super fast, super cheap, and super high quality for an average product or an average service. And the answer is you can't, because the physics of the universe do not allow something to be cheap and fast and super high quality. Like you just, you got to pick. There's trade-offs to be made. So the blockchain trilemma has faced everyone who's attempted to build a competitor to Bitcoin, and they all have figured out that Bitcoin effectively fits in this beautiful, very narrow design space that it's just impossible to come up with anything that doesn't make an unacceptable trade-off somewhere else. If you're going to create a technology that is going to be the future monetary system of the world, and you're faced with the blockchain trilemma of having to make trade-offs between security, decentralization, and scalability, then basically Satoshi Nakamoto nailed the exact perfect sweet spot for the future monetary system of the world. And in 20,000 tries, where somebody has tried to move the sweet spot and say, hey, I've made a trade-off, maybe it's not as secure as Bitcoin, but it's a little more scalable, or it's a little more this, it's a little more that, nobody is willing to give up the benefits and upsides that Satoshi invented. As a result of that, nobody's been able to compete with Bitcoin.